Welcome to my review of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Diamonds Unbreakable episode 14, and oh my god, this episode was so creepy! That is the word I would describe episode 14 because holy crap. It is definitely something worth watching, you know? Something you have to see for yourself. Now, this week's episode is yet again another Koichi-centric episode, which we've been getting a lot of those lately. And we get the return of Toshikazu Hazamada. Yay! But we also get the debut of a very popular character within the Jojo franchise, Rohan Kishibe, the manga artist. At the beginning, Koichi and Toshikazu have been getting along quite well, despite Toshikazu, you know, attacking Koichi and Josuke and attempting to kill Jojo back in episode 7, but I guess after that beatdown, he must have learned his lesson and, you know, water under the bridge, I guess. And they're both fans of the manga Pink Dark Boy, which coincidentally was created by Rohan Kishibe. Toshikazu knows where he lives, so they decide to go to his house, visit him, and ask for his autograph. Now, it seems that Rohan, despite being a kind of reserved and private guy because he needs privacy to work on his manga, he did come off as a nice guy to Koichi and Toshikazu. He was even nice enough to give them a tour to his studio, and he even gave them tips on how to make an ideal, really good manga, which according to him, it's reality. Not fantasy or imagination, reality. Using life experiences and observations that he witnesses. So he kind of came off as a character you'd understand and you can respect in some way. In fact, the reason why he became a manga artist wasn't for the fame or fortune, but it was because he wanted readers to read his work. So you'd think that this would be the boys' best day of their life, right? Well, not really, because Rohan, even though at first he seemed normal, he's not at all. He's not only a stand user, but he's also a very creepy one. So technically it's like the opposite of Tonio in a way. Which is a shame because like, in the episode, I kind of understood and respected Rohan in a certain way, but all those creepy moments that were shown in the episode, it was just so wrong, you know? There was a spider on Toshikazu's shoulder, and Rohan kills the spider by stabbing it, and then he licks it. Yeah, he licks the spider. I mean, okay, I can understand using one's life experiences and observations to, you know, inspire Rohan to create a manga, but did he really have to go that far to kill a spider, let alone lick one? Like, that was disgusting. Like, ugh. Koichi was the voice of reason, having a bad feeling about the guy and wanting to leave. Except not right away because Toshikazu was curious about Rohan's manuscript, which was really a bad idea because it turns out that Rohan this whole time was just behind the door eavesdropping on the two, and this was all a setup for him to use his stand on the boys, which is Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door, so far, we haven't seen its physical body, so we don't know exactly what it looks like. Well, I do because of the video games, but I won't spoil it for you guys. But its ability was shown, and honestly, this was actually a very interesting and pretty dangerous ability. The ability of Heaven's Door is triggered if someone looks at Rohan's manuscript, in this case, Koichi and Toshikazu. If they're compatible when they looked at the manuscript, they would be affected by Heaven's Door, where their body would open up like pages from a book. So technically the boys were turned into books, and for some reason, if you're fallen under the effect of Heaven's Door, you can't stand up or run at all. I'm not exactly sure why, but I guess it's probably something to do with being turned into a book. And once the pages have been opened from their bodies, Rohan is now able to read through all their information, all the memories, their experiences, everything about them. When he was reading through Koichi, he discovered that there were other people who were like him, who have this special power. So through Koichi, he learned about stands and other stand users. He was so much intrigued over Koichi's memories and his life, he decided to take Koichi's memories and use them for his inspiration for his manga. Okay, I can understand him wanting to use another person's experiences and memories, but did he really have to take them? Because, like, why doesn't he just write some notes, you know, like read through Koichi's memories, jot down some notes, and there, that's it. No, instead he just takes away Koichi's memories by tearing out the pages from Koichi's body, which honestly was a bit scary and terrifying the way it was portrayed in the episode. So I'm not exactly sure why he doesn't do that, but he doesn't. When he went to Toshikazu and read through his memories, we actually learned a little bit more about this guy. Now, we already know about his like little crush, but he also likes to pick on those who are weaker than him, like kittens and birds. And then there's this third piece of information, which I wish I did not know about this character, because according to Rohan, Toshikazu has sweaty balls and he adjusts them during school, and he gets a thrill out of it because he might either get caught or someone would be watching him. It's really messed up, and I agreed with Rohan in this episode that Toshikazu is not only useless, he's an awful character, so he actually gets to keep his memories. Which, you know, it's kind of a good thing in a way, because after what happens with Koichi, you know, but Toshikazu doesn't take this very well. But there's apparently more to Heaven's Door's ability, because he also has the ability to alter their memories by writing in commands. A type of mind control in a way. For example, when Koichi summoned Echoes Act 2 to attack Rohan, it kept missing. And it turns out that Rohan wrote the command, "I cannot attack the manga artist Rohan Kishibe." So in a way, Heaven's Door is like Tsukishima's Book at the End full-bring ability from Bleach, except Heaven's Door is actually much cooler and a whole lot better and more interesting, really. And he altered the boys' memories so that they wouldn't remember what happened to them. He even used his Stand's ability to make sure that Koichi wouldn't tell anyone about Rohan and what he did to them. This was demonstrated in the next scene at Koichi's home when he was weighing himself and he noticed that he lost 20 kilograms, which, looking it up, it's actually 44 pounds. And it's impossible for one person to lose that much weight within a couple of hours. He instantly thought it was like a work of an enemy stand, and he wanted to go tell Josuke, but that was when Heaven's Door's command was activated, and Koichi instantly forgot what he was going to do. So from what I can gather, whenever Rohan removes a page from a person, the person loses weight. So the more pages he ripped out of Koichi, the more weight he would lose. Not only that, but it seems that he wrote even more commands on Koichi so that he would return to the home. Even though he knew it was a bad idea, he still couldn't get out of Heaven's Door's control, and he went inside the next day. Coincidentally, Josuke and Okuyasu followed Koichi because they noticed that he went the wrong way to school, so they know that something's up. You know, it's actually too convenient, but I'm actually relieved that those two followed Koichi because he really needs some saving, you know? When he entered inside Rohan's studio, Rohan greets him saying, "You're right on time," giving off a creepy smile, and that is where the episode ends. Oh my god. Is there anyone in Morio who's actually normal? Well, except for Josuke, Okuyasu, Koichi, and probably Tonio and the Invisible Baby, but you know what I mean, right? Because, like, almost every single goddamn stand user that's been introduced is either evil, crazy, or not really. God damn it. So yeah, overall, as I said before, this was a very creepy episode, but it was a really good one. It was very suspenseful, and so far, Rohan, he's actually intriguing in a way. I mean, I can understand and respect him in some sort of way, but I wish that he didn't really have to go that far to gain inspiration for his manga. Again, take some freaking notes. Like, you don't have to rip off a person's page. I think I kind of understand the appeal of the character, but right now he just comes off as very, very creepy, you know? He is intriguing, but I can't say that I like him or he's my favorite character, at least not yet. I probably have to see more of him. I know he's a recurring character, and I know that he'll become an ally later on, so maybe when he becomes an ally, I'll probably like him a little bit more. Hopefully he'll become my favorite character, I'm not sure, but right now he's just very creepy. Seriously, you might as well just put a sign on his door that says free candy. Although I do sympathize him with his insecurities of people not reading his manga, and I do respect his philosophies and why he became a manga artist, but still, Very creepy. As for his stand, Heaven's Door, it's a very interesting stand. I'm really liking these part 4 stands more and more. I mean, they're coming off as a lot more OP'd and more crazier than the stands in part 3. From what I can understand, Heaven's Door actually works as intel gathering, but also as a type of mind control, which is very dangerous, but very interesting. But it doesn't seem like there is a way to break Heaven's Door's control, unless there is some sort of loophole over the commands that maybe Koichi can like break out of. I'm not sure. Speaking of Koichi, this guy seriously cannot catch a break. It seems that he's attracting attention of the creepy characters. Whatever happens to him, it always ends up badly. I'm suspecting that he might be the Polnareff for part 4 because, well, there's been a lot of like Koichi-centric episodes lately, and he has been getting plenty of character development compared to like other characters. Not only that, but he keeps getting attacked many times, but frankly, I think Polnareff got it worse because at least Koichi doesn't get attacked in bathrooms, you know? But unlike the previous stand users that he fought against, this is a stand user that he cannot fight alone, and he's definitely going to need some help, which luckily Josuke and Okuyasu are there, so they're going to probably beat up Rohan and save Koichi. But the thing is, because of reading through Koichi's memories, he probably knows about Josuke and Okuyasu and their stands and their abilities. So I do have some possible theories on how Josuke and Okuyasu will defeat Rohan. They have to probably pull off a whole new ability that they've been hiding, or pull off something that not even Koichi or Rohan know about. But it seems that Heaven's Door's ability only works if they are compatible and look at Rohan's manuscript. So if they're not compatible, then maybe Heaven's Door won't affect them. But if they are compatible, then all they really have to do is not look at the manuscript. Like probably like look at somewhere else, or probably have their eyes closed. Although if that's not the case, then they have to at least attack Rohan fast, really quick. Because in the episode, we actually see how fast Rohan can be. With just a couple of strokes, he actually managed to make a sketch of Koichi and his stand, which is actually very cool in a way. Yeah, he's very talented as a manga artist. However, I don't know if his reflexes and speed is faster than Josuke and Okuyasu in their stands. It's possible, but I'm not sure. I just probably have to wait and see next week to see how this all turn out. So yeah, those are all the possibilities I can think of on how to defeat Rohan. Now, animation and artwork was good for the most part, although what bugged me about this episode is that they censored the death of the spider. I mean, when Rohan like stabbed the spider, it was censored for some reason. I don't understand why it's getting killed. I mean, part 3, we saw a fly getting its head chopped off, and that wasn't censored. For how Heaven's Door's ability was animated when Koichi and Toshikazu's bodies were opening up like pages from a book, it was actually very well animated. This was actually part of the stand's ability that I was aware of, but despite knowing about it, seeing it animated, it kind of gave off a very creepy, unsettling feeling to it, which is actually a good thing for this episode. So kudos David's production for that. As for voice acting, I thought voice acting was good. Instead of Hiroshi Kamiya voicing Rohan like he did in the video games, they had Takehiro Sakurai. Now, there's been debate between the two on who voiced Rohan better. I did like Hiroshi Kamiya voicing Rohan, but hearing Takehiro Sakurai, I will admit I probably need to like listen to more of him voicing Rohan. But my first impression on the voice acting, it's actually good. It's actually not bad, really. I think he did a very good job voicing the emotional dialogue with Rohan, especially when he was laughing maniacally while holding Koichi's page. That was very scary. So I think he did a good job with the emotional dialogue. And I'll admit his voice does come off as more calmer, but I think that's what makes Rohan a bit more sinister, his calm tone. We didn't get the new opening, I'm assuming we'll get it next week, but the ending, it's the same song, but it's actually altered. It's now revealing characters like Joseph, Akira, and the Invisible Baby, and even Rohan. But if you actually like pause at the right moment when Rohan is shown, and if you look at his bookshelf, one of the spines from the books had a picture of Bao, a reference to Araki's previous works. So they added a Bao reference, and I gotta give kudos to David's production. So next week will obviously be the conclusion on the Rohan arc. I am curious as to how Josuke and Okuyasu are going to save Koichi and defeat Rohan. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Oh, but I do actually have one question about Rohan's stand ability. If he tears off a page from a person, takes away their memories, would they lose the memories even if they have the page with them? Or not? Because that's something I'm not really sure about. And I don't understand exactly why one person would lose weight whenever they lose their memories, but that's the case. So if Rohan keeps doing that to Koichi, he'll lose so much weight that he'll probably like struggle to survive. He might die from losing so much weight. So I really hope that Josuke and Okuyasu will figure out a way to defeat Rohan. I want Koichi to be safe, you know? So tell me guys, what did you think of this week's episode of Diamond is Unbreakable? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And what did you think of Rohan and his stand ability? I did hear that Rohan is actually Araki's self-insert character, but I'm pretty sure Araki wouldn't act like Rohan. At least I hope he doesn't. Also, any ideas as to how you think Josuke and Okuyasu will save Koichi and defeat Rohan? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe for more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable episode 14. Very, very creepy episode. Very, very good one. Very suspenseful. Very, very creepy new antagonist, but Rohan is intriguing, I will admit. And his stand ability is pretty cool. Very OP, pretty much, you know, and very dangerous. Although, he's still very creepy. I'm just saying. So that being said, I'm going to respond to 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.